And I'm going to start this with a story of a birthday party that I went to. I went there with my daughter, and there was a boy there who was, let's just put it, quite disruptive, right? Wasn't really behaving and was bothering the other children. And the father of that boy looked at, was getting annoyed, and he looked at the other parents around, myself included, and trying to make everyone laugh, he looks at us and he's like, ugh, I raised an idiot. Word for word. Now, the parents chuckled. It's like, I mean, what else are you going to say, right? It's like, okay. But he failed to realize that the child was in the same room. Now, not directly next to the father, further away, but don't forget, children are like sponges. They're taking it all in, and you bet that child heard that. Now, put yourself in the child's shoes, right? In their perspective. You're there, and yeah, perhaps you're disrupting the party. But then you look over and you see your father say, we raised an idiot, and get some laughs. Well, we talked about core beliefs in the previous episode, but what core belief might that instill in the child? I am an idiot. Seed is planted, and it grows, and perhaps later down the road, right, when the child is older, it might become part of their core identity and create a lot of problems and a lot of self-sabotage in their life. So a key skill here is, one, as I talked about, always be in good parent mode. Even if you're talking to other adults, even if you're like, maybe my child won't hear, let me make the joke. No. You are always in good parent mode at all times. If I'm having a conversation with people and my child's in a completely different environment, not even in the same house or building, I'm still in good parent mode at all times. Because if you fall into this, I turn it on, I turn it off, it's just, one, too draining, and two, you'll never get it 100% of the time, and your child will easily see through it. So that's number one, be in good parent mode. But two, one thing I try to do is always ask myself, what is this communicating to them? Something, in my opinion, that father failed to ask himself, right? Okay, option one, you get the cheap laughs from your joke. Great, right? Oh, we raised an idiot. Oh, they laughed at my joke. That's the ROI there. Option two is you don't make the cheap joke and you actually ask yourself like, okay, well, what would this communicate? It's going to hurt my child's in terms of their identity core belief, right? Who they think they are. Let me actually go work on the situation. So he didn't do that. But once more, the lesson here is what I'm doing, what I'm saying, communicating to my child. And you might even be having an adult conversation, right? You're talking with other adults. You don't even think your child's listening. Always act and be as if they are, because more often than not, they are. You don't think they find it fascinating when you're talking to other adults? You don't think they want to peer in and see, what's that like? What are they saying? Just because you're not talking to them or talking about them or involving them, they're paying attention. And this also applies just to even casual talk. We talked about before in a previous episode, one thing I try to do is show my daughters that I have a very positive relationship with work. Well, what if, say, you're talking to other adults and there's all this complaining about work? You're like, work. Hey, they're going to see that. That's also going to influence them. There's another family that I know that comes to mind where their son is also the way they'd put it, a terror. And it's gotten to the point where the kid has a reputation among pretty much everyone, right? So it's like common chat now where you'll walk in and like, oh, they're coming. That kid's such a terror. And even the mom will say, yeah, he's such a terror and such a terror. It's like, not good. Like, imagine again what that instills in the child. Oh, he's a terror. No,